Well, hello there, folks. Bill O'Leary coming to you in this video. And the topic that I want to talk about is a trust, specifically the name that you might want to give a trust, how to name a trust. So before jumping in, quick introduction. Again, Bill O'Leary, my law firm. I'm a lawyer. I do estate planning, probate, elder law. My law firm is Legacy Planning Law Group. We're located in Jacksonville, Florida. So let's jump in. How do you name a trust? I get this question more often than you might think. So first of all, what is a trust? Well, a trust is a great way, a tool we use in Florida all the time to make sure that things pass to your loved ones smoothly, quickly, and easily, and is not stuck in the probate court. So it's a probate avoidance tool at the outset. So when putting a trust together, one of the things to sort of talk through is, okay, what name are we going to give the trust? Well, this might come as a surprise. You can give any name that you want, any name you want, because it's not as if you have to get any government approval, any approval from a state agency for the name, like you do for, let's say, a company, a corporation, or an LLC. I'm sure you've heard of that. You have to get approval from the state for the name and make sure that nobody else has that name and so forth. You do not have to do that with a trust. So you can give it any name that you want. So does that mean that you should go sort of hog wild and be overly creative? Well, keep in mind, any name that you give the trust is going to end up on every asset that you put in the trust, okay? Whether it's a bank account, investment account, real estate, etc. The owner of that asset is going to be the trust. So don't get too crazy. So always have that in the back of your mind. So should you go short or long, shorter or longer? Well, there's a school of thought, go as short as possible. And I don't, disagree with that. And one reason is sort of a practical reason. So, a lot of financial institutions, for example, you're going to put an account into the trust. The institution has space limitations, whether on the physical form or doing it online, they have character limitations. So there are times when we have a name of a trust that's a little bit too long and they run out of character space and we have to shorten it. So go shorter rather than longer. So what are some sort of basic elements you should have in a name? Well, you should certainly have the last name. So if your name is, let's say, Mary Smith, at a minimum, it should be the Smith Trust, maybe the Smith Living Trust. You can have first name and last name, okay? So it could be the Mary Smith Living Trust. Regardless of whether it's the first name or last name, just make sure that the spelling of the name that you use matches the spelling of your name on government IDs like driver's license and so forth. Obviously, well, they can't mess up Smith, but some names can be more challenging. Now, I get this question asked, hey, my friend has a family trust. So is it necessary to put the word family in the trust? It really is not. I mean, it's kind of a nice touch, but it really is not. I would say typically here at my firm, we don't do that. There may be an instance to do that, but we typically don't. It's also important, in my view, to not only include the name, the Smith Living Trust, let's say, but also add the date that you established the trust. The Smith Revocable Living Trust, let's say, dated, May 1, whatever year that you're in. And the reason why is that sort of puts people on notice as to when the trust was established. We might be able to shorten it. Instead of having it say dated May 1, we sometimes use the abbreviation UAD, the letters UAD, under agreement dated. So very important. Now, I also get this question, hey, I don't want people to know that I have a trust. So I don't want my name on it, the Smith, trust. I want it to have some nondescript name to achieve privacy or confidentiality. So that can be done. Let's say that if the trust is going to primarily own a piece of real estate, you might put the address, 123 Maple Trust, something like that. What I would not do is get overly creative. I had a client not too long ago that wanted to name the trust after their dog, okay? well, it might bring warmth to their heart, but the problem is, in my experience, it creates confusion in the marketplace. You don't want banks questioning, what are you doing? What is this trust? And you're wanting to put this account into this trust, but your name's not on it. So I think sometimes people can get too cute with things. I think it's much cleaner just to use the name. I typically use just the last name unless there's a reason to use the first name. Again, try to be as short as possible. Last thing, remember, any name that you give it can be changed, because the trust that we are talking about here is called a revocable trust, something that is changeable. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about trust, how they work, and the name that you might want to give a trust, and you want to find out how we can help, we'd love to talk to you. So we invite you to schedule a phone call with us as sort of a next step, a free 15-minute phone call we call our discovery call. Scheduling could not be any easier. Just go to the link that now is appearing at the bottom of this video. Click on it. Takes you to our booking calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you. We'll jump on the call and start the conversation. If you've enjoyed this video, like and share with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legacy Planning Law Group. I'm just really gratified that we have so much interest, and that grows all the time. So, Bill O'Leary signing off for now. Go make it a great day and a better world.